some of Cloud9's last games, I mean, they pick into technically their highest win rate map right now. The quality of teams is not that high, but there is a loss to Liquid, actually. They beat Furia, and of course they beat Imperial just yesterday, which was a sight for sore eyes if you were a Cloud9 fan earlier this year.
This one's quiet, man. This one's creepy. They got spotted by nafany's jump up, so now this player's on site, high alert. Axile waits for the flash, pops out, gets hit by the second one, but so does EG. And now Axile's pinned in, stops the bomb, CeRq crosses over, nafany's dead, and Neelan's gonna bust through. Man advantage EG. As they clear out those corners, Inters gets insta-dink. CeRq's tearing him up in this pistol, but we've got Shiro left. He sees automatic in the back, and it's CeRq with 3 in the pistol round for Evil Genius's T-side kickoff.
Damn, they make that happen on the walk-up around Banana, taking it pretty quickly, actually. And honestly, they try to brute force their way in. The aim from Cloud9 on some of these pistol rounds is already so nuts that it felt like, okay, they might be able to stop this, but this is what this is. Just a raw aim battle from beginning to end, and trying to keep it as simple as possible. No long, drawn-out default, boring Yan emoji pistol round.
ZZZ.
Exactly.
Not about that life. You know, if I'm Cloud9 right now, I want to just be able to smash Evil Geniuses in back-to-back maps. Just kind of send a shiver down the spines of whoever the hell is left to play. There were chances to eliminate C9. They could have been gone yesterday. Double overtime. Back-to-back maps. Shiro, he's going to get himself one. nafany off the 5-7 with a couple. This shouldn't be a 2v2, and yet here we are.
Oh, God. Okay, so quickly, it's about picking up better guns with the sight down and all of the nades. Look how many smokes are on the ground in the B site. The real tough part about Overpass is how long it takes to get back to the other side of the map, especially if you're a little insecure about what could be going on inside of Connector. So it benefits Cloud9 just to chill for a second, especially if the re-aggression could take place. And then it also benefits them to think about trying to pick up some utility as well. And for EG, at least they've got Hext, who has made his way up forward towards the A site, and Neelan will join them soon. So honestly, at this point, right now, it looks like the round is going to be completely fine for EG. They don't have a smoke to use, but they won't need it. There's no gamble in place here for Cloud9, and they're just trying to believe that it's going to come back to B eventually.
Fortunately for them, sad reality. Not going to happen. So ultimately save that AK. Maybe the scout can find something else. I'm not quite sure what other weapons were dropped on the forefront of the B site.
Well, they're planning for CT spawn.
Yeah, Hex getting real deep, but again, assuming C9 won't even throw an attempt at this, would have been wrong.
They're playing some close fights here, so it looks like, I mean, Hex has a good fight here, but we'll see if nafany clears this properly. Well, that's well done on that shot.
Exile. Gonna need to be a nice shot. He will hit it. Hex takes one to the chest, but survives as 2 players of EG secure that second. And we're gonna have to watch C9 just sit back a second.
Yeah, good recovery. There wasn't an investment there. Some good pistols and everything with armored players. So sustained losses is one thing, but they win the round and they keep 2.
Hex given the MAC-10. And a chance to run rampant on this one. EG. Overpass T-side can be a daunting task. Kicking off with pistol, not bad. We're gonna get that long stack. Breeze about to round the corner. Lots of USPs looking right at him, and they get that bomb down. Things could get weird here. Flash finds its target. Axile's coming through. Neelan's dropped to 45.
And the bomb goes farther in.
Only pistols. Shiro trying to extend that arm for an AK, but he just can't grab it. Hex MAC-10 also dies. Neelan's trying to recover, and sure enough, 3 headshots, but it's low health on the last 2, and Evil Geniuses clenching as they tried to come around that corner.
Damn, that got hairier and hairier. Of course, the core mechanic of this game is the fact that the bomb drops whichever direction you're facing, no matter what momentum you have. So you could be strafing to the left, you're looking forward, the bomb goes farther, and it just goes farther and farther out with each kill, which gets scary. But then they have the MAC-10 jump out first with the triple swing and just believe in the aim, and at the end of the day, they're going up against USPs. So it's costly in back-to-back rounds, so that's one thing. Automatic still actually has some left over, which is kind of nice, but Not a perfect start here for EG. They'll be happy to have 3 T rounds, however.
Let's just not let that happen again. Or, ow. I mean, ew. 2 players walk out through monster smoke. That could not have been any easier for Inters.
Yeah. We saw a similar round, I think, where Imperial got one over on Inters by finding a timing to walk through the smoke. So this could have been completely clock-based, based on when he thought a smoke would be refreshed, for example. So we just see the end of Monster get refreshed. If it's a couple seconds too, Inters will pull a smoke out and throw it. And so they might have been playing off that specific timing. In this instance, of course, the smoke is getting refreshed by somebody else, and Inters is just here watching. You'll see nafany sometimes in CT spawn have lineups for the back monster smoke and also throws a lot of supporting utility and juggles it while he rotates back and forth between sites. And maybe that's something they cleaned up. That's a really cool angle.
Oof.
Oh, CeRq. He had an op fully right there.
All right. That was, I heard like 3-4 bullets popped out by Hex, so nice duel. That must have come all the way from those tunnels into Playground. That was probably a beautiful kill from Hex.
Yeah, yeah.
But alas, Axile takes the place of CeRq, grabs his AWP, and on the fallback, will find CeRq standing in the open by the fountain. Cloud9 take their first round win the moment they've got guns, and it's Inters who primes them with a nice, easy 2-piece to start.
Yeah. So probably, like, I was talking to Anders about this earlier, but people don't really just do haphazard run-through smoke strats anymore. Like, almost everything is clock-based in CS, in fact, these days, when it comes to what you try to do based on what you think the other team is going to try to do. So I don't think that was completely random, but Cloud9 were absolutely more ready than they were last time.
And it's going to send EG back down onto the pistols with 1 AK for automatic. How nice of Nealon to invest in him.
Yeah, we see all that damage now amount to this round, with the majority deaths in back-to-back. And the first AK goes down.
Irretrievable.
Yeah, the only AK.
Unless they stop watching it, but Hobbit's got eyes on the tunnels, so it's not looking like Inters wants to put himself back in that awkward spot. Hex jumps beyond. Hobbit sees this movement, so gonna be a little concerned about that one. Nealon does get the AK in the end.
Maybe they want them to.
But he walks right through that. Nice flashbang. This time it works. Nealon looking for another, but instead decides to play it a little tempered here. Falls away. Hell, considering he didn't have Kevlar, they had that one flash. It works. It's enough to get the gun back. It's enough to make this round still somewhat possible when after losing automatic at the start, you'd think it's done.
Yeah, and now they're getting close up into the bathrooms and grouped up as well. And Nealon, full health, fresh-faced here with the AK. They'll look to try to make a round of it.
Forward they go. Then, long player serves up the distraction for Axile to swing. Breeze's Deke finds its mark. Oh, ×2.
But time? Oh, just enough.
Interesting. Breeze incredibly low. CeRq now onto the AK. Hobbit seems to know he's locked in. Flash finds Breeze blind for a second. Hobbit looks to come up. Breeze is worried about Bank, but he needs to focus in. Hobbit's going to finish that. They've lost track of CeRq. He slides out and dies out to Hobbit, who just comes through with the 2 critical kills. But honestly, congrats, EG. You make something when you've already lost automatic at the start, from a 4v5 with no guns to Nealon rocking it back into that A site and Breeze hitting big.
And a one flash leaves as a nose flash to get back the AK and turn it into a kill and get out of there too. Yeah. So I was thinking maybe they don't worry about the AK because, well, maybe there's someone in the corner, but also maybe because if EG take too long to go and get this back, all they do is go to the site that could be stacked more and then not have enough time to get back to A. But that was the best case situation. A little bit of revenge, but another kind of half-buy here. Still suffering from those early losses in the second and third round.
lot of jump spots on this map. It's
Mm-hmm.
Overpass. I mean, I feel like there's more jump spots on this map than all the others.
Yeah, they definitely did something where they tried to make a lot of jump spots, and then they also tried to do the designated boosts. That was the thing
Sure.
they tried to do when they added Overpass for the first time, like putting wood walls and stuff. It was a response to how in this game everything is wall bangable, but like nothing is consistent. So they tried to use Overpass to like show how it could be obvious.
Okay. Hence the gaps down on that B site.
Yeah, exactly.
I think my favorite thing about Overpass is still just the open skybox, the ability to nade from B to A and vice versa.
True.
You know, there are redeeming qualities here.
It's a good map.
All
I
right.
just hate it.
It needs to be replaced, but
No, not replaced. It needs to. I think it just needs to be updated a little bit.
updated a little bit.
Updated a little bit.
That's not how we work here. We do ultimatums.
Okay. Yeah.
You're either in or you're out.
Yeah. Well, man, looking at the first version of Overpass versus this one, that's two different maps entirely. I just think ops on CT side and some of the long ranges with the M4s are a bit too strong.
Yeah,
and it can just feel like it takes a long time to get to the A site. There's probably ways that they can fix that a little bit. I also think long A, a little bit uninspired. A tree and a rock.
What is this, Rust?
It's miles across, yeah. And you can't even build.
Yet.
And there's no proximity chat.
Bring back halftime chat. Buy up from EG. All right, they took their whooping in the last 2 rounds, but now we get the guns back in, and Bree's going to keep jumping, peeking, spotting, and Cloud9, well, no real need to press forward on this A site. We haven't seen that from them. They're going to leave the solo Axile long and hang on to this early B stack for quite some time.
Lots of action happening over the years towards long. Whether it's the T scaling or the ops trying to find easy shots back. Wow, that's unfortunate. I mean, it is off the right timing as Hex is trying to make the most of the smoke in the doorway. Blown off the hinges by the CTs, of course.
Axile content to just keep moving around here. He's got support now behind him. Was long alone, now bathrooms with 2 in sight.
So we have long control here for EG. They've got an attack forming outside of Banana as well, and the short control over on B. It's not too bad. Still 35 seconds as well. 3 CTs here, but it gets a little claustrophobic. There might be a chance here. There's actually no smokes for Cloud9 to defend on the site. This molly can mean a lot from Breeze.
Yeah, Shiro's holding on to one in order to answer. Exec starts to come over top, but man, EG have left this down to the wire. Breeze, he did crack open this site last time, but CeRq's not posted, and nafany's got himself another. CeRq will finally get a trade back the way of EG. 8 seconds, desperate, and no HP left over. They get hard stuffed on the front of that one by Cloud9's IGL.
Yeah, and they used those flashes defensively, in a sense. I mean, they peaked on long, but they kept interrupting the exec as it was coming in. And of course, the more time that bleeds off the clock, the more obvious that, you know, something has to happen. This is the first peak. There's no refrag because the flash also blinds the guy in the back because you can't play anti when you're attacking. And it allows everybody to take really, really good fights right there. So well done on the utility usage from Cloud9. I actually thought that the attack was shaping up pretty well. And I don't think they were running out of time. But of course, it might have become a little bit obvious for Cloud9. But they get that Optimus molly in, and they flash and interrupt C9's flashes and make them feel like the attack is happening any second, and they can't counter flash, then maybe they have something. Right away into money problems again here for EG. I am just going to check on the other game, a stream game, just to see an update. And
Furia.
Oh, Furia won 16-9 on map 1. Okay.
What about map 2?
It hasn't started, I think.
Ah, okay. Well, maybe we'll have time to catch it.
Yeah.
If things continue this way, because, I mean, we've got Axile at the top. I'm going to repeat that sentence, folks. We've got Axile at the top of the scoreboard. Shiro nowhere to be found. He's buried beneath nafany and Hobbit, and that is actually such a nice thing to see. For the first time, it's not CeRq just trying to drag Cloud9 into victory lane.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. You know, Simple and CeRq are Simple and Electronic on the A side of Overpass. And of course, now Bit is Electronic on the A side of Overpass, but for many, many years.
Now, this round's supposed to go down easy, but Axile's been hit up from long and bathroom, so they know that the Desert Eagles are getting dangerously closer. And because we're only 7 rounds through, there's still plenty of time for this man on your screen to get back to where he belongs at the top.
They got the flank coming in, though. Yeah.
Hobbit with a ton of info here, just piecing it all together. And Hobbit's flanks on Dust 2 were so good. Perfectly timed over and over. He's going to come at this. 2 frags with the SMG. And those unarmored Desert Eagles, as you'd expect, go down with nothing to fight back with.
Let's see what the bye has in store for us. EG, elimination is on the line. Of course, this is a 1-2 matchup, not the place you expected to find Cloud9. Maybe even not the place you expected to find EG based on kind of how good they were getting. It actually seemed they were getting good with Forborg behind them, Nealon getting picked up.
They had incredibly good seeding. Opening match versus IHC, follow-up game versus 9Z.
True.
That could have been them just put 2-0.
That's really, you know, that's a great thing to point out.
So, of all the, you know, unexpected teams to move on,
they can't be mad about getting this as their draw when they already had a couple of,
What's even wilder is to think that this is an Evil Geniuses that if we go back to the RMR, automatic, hold on.
Ooh, and a dink.
He finds the headshot. Hobbit puts out his own molly thanks to that smoke and then able to pull away. But this was an EG that nearly had a chance at beating Liquid. They would have been legends themselves. EG was not far off from that.
Yeah.
And then we'd be looking at, you know, Team Liquid down here tearing it up.
Nice shot. I can say that. I can joke about CeRq missing because you don't get many chances to.
Sure.
You know.
Get your jabs in when you can, you know? That's that's what the people want. Automatic 8 health. If only he had a little more for this expedition ahead of the bomb. But he's got Inters and nafany right here. Inters waiting as nafany makes a bit of sound on the walk away. Now Inters is a super high alert. Second flash comes out.
Second flash.
That one's killer, but CeRq actually never got blinded by it and peeks out to support. They take a player off site. We've got everything from Cloud9 that's left inside B. Nealon alleviates a little pressure by dropping Hobbit. nafany and CeRq gonna have to do it all with 4 players ahead of them, and CeRq just expecting that walk up. CeRq dives around the corner, but EG just easily come into this B bomb site, and even with those flashes popping on Monster, it's CeRq that gives the cover.
Yes, that's super well done. I mean, it was a very tricky tactic with the way they approached it. First flash, MT just to listen. As soon as they heard someone shooting back, they decided to go full swing and throw another flash in there. CeRq hadn't gotten to that point yet, being able to be blind, and they also, I mean, this is also a symptom of Cloud9 giving up a significant amount of map control. They're almost never fighting for short. On A, they're really comfortable just sitting on the site. They haven't really fought for that either. And I think because they're so good, it's been okay for them, but great to see that EG, with a significant amount of map control, can press that advantage and take one over the line. So they keep this one close. It's the first kind of full rifle, of course, that they win over Cloud9, but a good one nonetheless.
Felt like that one really could have been, but Axile.
Yeah, this is because we said nice things about Axile.
Yeah. CeRq again, right? Critical kill getting Inters. Nealon just jumping in the corner, trying to get away from that fight.
Save me, save me. That's not what he sounds like, man.
Not at all. If we are talking about EG's players, though, I do want to say that Hex reminds me of Twists before Twists had his glow-up. You know, and Hex is still younger. He's got some time to find himself.
Twist is kind of a machine, though. I don't know how many people can do that.
Right?
That's
fair.
Twist is the guy in the gym at 5 a.m. on match day doing core. Oh. Absolute psycho.
Some people say leg day. Twist says every day.
Every day.
Down into the connector to make sure it's clear, and sure enough, Cloud9 nowhere to be found here. Leading back 2 in A, 2 in B, and nafany just floating around graffiti. So variation in the setup, Inter's pressing in close. Maybe next time these flashes will actually have a peek behind them and not just allow evil geniuses to get close to the site. We'll see if Cloud9 want to disallow such activities. "30 seconds though, man. EG playing with Father Time. CeRq's not able to track that one. Smoke in the front of it. And Axile's trying to focus in on bathrooms. Will find Breeze for free. Good amount of damage there versus Nealon. nafany sits back, waits, lines them up, takes down one, and great cover by CeRq. Back-to-back rounds, he hits hard. CeRq connects, hexed up next, 9 HP, bomb denied as Hobbit comes through smoke to make sure Cloud9 grab their
That was
sixth.
a decent fight, but because they held that smoke for so long, they were able to one-way on top of the site. Breeze wanted to try to help, but he had to take a bad fight and he knew it. Peeking out of bathrooms to help support the long push, and they don't trade effectively here. Lots of damage done by Axel as he gets some off, and then he falls as well. And that's where his smoke continues to be useful, even at that point, to defend CeRq and block his vision off, and the other rotator who got off into the corner of CT spawn. So that's one lost. And certainly a buy. It's just what kind. I don't know if that's presumptuous of me, but you know.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Nealon might be limited, but again, investment nonetheless.
Oh, CeRq gets an op. Okay, gets the op, half armor. And again, this has always been a map that CeRq loves to play for sure. And he should have a great time on CT side as well.
For now, it's the hard part. Offense undergoing. Oh, damn it, nafany.
Oh, I actually did a whole demo on nafany figuring out how to spam people all round long. Dude, he is so annoying from that position.
I feel like Hex has been getting bullied as well, right? Think about the crosses on mid doors last map. CeRq's just hitting him every single time, essentially, either with the straight up kill or just through the walls. Now he's getting spammed down in connectors, so another round where Hex just has to sit on the sideline, and we'll see if EG's investment can bounce back from a 4v5. They're being given space to get closer to A. Saw that cost Cloud9 a round at the B site, but it feels like every time they start to hit A, the position's still just rock solid from C9. It's Axile and CeRq. Deadly combination. Not every day in Rio, but certainly this evening.
Very safe jump spot here, and CeRq has his angle cut off. And that's why Axel didn't have to be too aggressive with it. And this frontside smoke's so important. And again, it's late, right? And when the smoke comes down this late, it's been EG who have had so much trouble with this. Oh, Inter's giving them an opportunity now, but they're too far away to organize. And it looks like, yeah, Hobbit's already setting the site.
Yeah, puts down the fire, make sure nobody can run in, even if they wanted to throw that Hail Mary.
Listen,
so
it's hard to draw out utility. It is. It's hard to count grenades, but it's been a consistent problem for EG in not being able to kind of get to the A site without some really important smoke going down and dashing their hopes.
why do players write .noclip in chat?
It's a bind that they've like double bound to like another key.
Okay.
So they accidentally push it. Like I press, like if I alt tab, it writes !R because of KZ. That I just have that. It's just an easy button, but
makes sense.
Yeah. But regular noclip wouldn't write anything in chat, but it's just the ESEA noclip. That's the .noclip. You can also .sonic.
Sonic
on client and plays a song.
Oh.
And it's really annoying.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Here's that nafany wallbang into Hex, who was just trying to work his way around in connector. There was nothing here. He even stepped back, waited for a second, and then walked into that stream of damage. So he'll be regretting holding W. Hands off the keyboard and he lives. Buyback in from EG. It's very limited on utility, so if we're already criticizing their inability to draw out nades, doesn't seem like it's going to get any easier. Cloud9 to the 4-man B stack straight away.
Oh, the bomb is back here. This is kind of risky, but Breeze should be in a good spot. We'll see. He's going to get interfered with for sure.
Meanwhile, going for the boost. nafany looking for the wallbang again. Jump spotting point blank. If he puts his head right in the crosshair, automatic. Instead, pressures Shiro on the silo. And CeRq will fall back. Both teams kind of disengaging from that setup. Felt like a really good chance for EG to clip a kill, but not going to happen. Axile starts to press in outside the bathrooms. He's got 2 players on the other end of that, and he just locks into the side. CeRq waiting to punish something from the site. Sound made. Axile knows it. Hex keeps eyes as this fades. And with that flash, Axile continues to try and pry away at this mid setup. Now, he's not going to see anything there. So they start to shuffle back down to the B site. Evil Geniuses looking to get in here. Good placement on the spam. It's Inter's down by a third. And 5 players from EG now starting to rock that boat back up to the A site again, always leaving it down to the wire. They're going to scramble inwards, and it's going to leave nafany entirely on his own. He's got teammates running up, trying to help. What can nafany do while he's here alone? Nealon goes down with his back turned. Axile shows up, and Inter's flash. It is perfection. Automatic stuck in the bathrooms, and as EG scramble, they get just absolutely splattered on the front end of that A site.
Ooh, yeah, calling a little bit too slow right now. They couldn't get back to the site. This round, they actually do draw out the utility. nafany's there with no nades left over. There's actually no one else on the site with him. That supporting flash from Inters was great. The shots that he hit were fantastic as well. And the support was there kind of just in time to help out after he did the first kill. If he died right away, then actually rotation in might have been more difficult. So credit to nafany on an individual level, but this is a real desperate run back up to the stairs. They clearly wanted to go B, then they realized how bad of an idea it was as they heard so much information. But yeah, that one's playing from behind almost every single point of the round. Uh-oh, not again.
Solo AK for automatic, we've seen it. C9 yet to feel it. Hobbit's gonna find the opener. The CT side continues to just tear through EG's hopes. They got the 3 rounds at the start of the half. The anomaly in round 9 is their 4th. Deagle's just not enough.
Yeah, you got to assume. It does feel like it.
You know, as this series came through, I believe it was Yanko who said, you know, it's crazy that Evil Genius's best chance at winning a map in this series comes down to Cloud9's map pick of Dust 2. We get on to Overpass, and yeah, I see what he's talking about.
Yeah, tough when you have to pick into other strengths.
Lonely AK changes hands. We fall to the 30-second mark yet again. And this time it's just going to be that desperate little B hit with Hobbit deep on the right, Inter's on the wall, and Shiro in the sight. All the layers are here for Cloud9 to just easily rack up a 9th win, and with it, they shall. Not a single player drops to C9, and again, this defense is just rock solid.
It is, yeah. We talk about this as pistol round, 2 conversions, and 1 rifle round win here for EG on this T side. But hey, could have been worse. You could be Fnatic getting 50 node.
Yeah, that's fair.
Happened earlier today.
That is fair. Silver linings. I don't think it feels much better, because at least Fnatic can play tomorrow.
True.
EG,
Good point.
brink of elimination. 7 rounds away from watching Cloud9 move forward with their dreams alive, and EG, nothing left to play for. Smoke at the front end of the monster goes too deep. CeRq was just given a chance to hit one in the knees. But that's Inter's laying down more utility just to make sure he survives.
See how well they can play off this information. And again, the tough part about Overpass is beating the clock. Map feels massive sometimes. Well, at least they've got con control. Bomb does take the long way around. And they're going to try to organize again for another A attack. I think this one almost certainly ends here. Bomb is out towards long. And now a more classic position with Axal rifling long. And they're flashing to check this. They get the bomb. Oof, 40 seconds and they see the bomb. And now Axal just wants to get out of here. Now Breeze is really close, however.
Nice shot.
So that's something. And it seems like he must have known about CeRq as well. Maybe not.
Little adjustment needed for that one, and he still hits the headshot, so it's desperate, but they all have been. Essentially, EG just pressing into his sight with mere seconds to spare. CeRq's 5-7, good. nafany in from the corner with one. We've got another player there. It's constantly Hobbit, who just throws himself into the mix the moment EG look like they have a damn chance, and then he slides smoothly wide to give Cloud9 their 10th.
Yeah, that was a clean one right there. I mean, attack came in because it kind of had to. Axal sees him. Gets that op down. The flash retake is so perfectly timed as well. It's kind of like early pressure over towards B. Nothing goes down. C9 go, okay. Don't think you're going to try that walkthrough you did like last in the beginning of the game. Maybe it's going to be the A site. They check on the A site. They're right about it. They throw a late smoke. They peek something, and it's all done. Top fragger on EG right now. CeRq with 8 kills. Definitely been a problem. But hey, everyone looks good on CT side. And EG have that coming up next. Let's see if they can get 5 here.
Yeah, fifth one could bode well, but then they're still going to have the problem of cooling off Axile, who's held on to the top of the board for C9. nafany and Hobbit, the two players who yesterday were able to keep those numbers up. You know, Hobbit, I think, did his job in order to just keep C9 afloat, and that did give time for Axile to crank it up a notch. But it's just the one from Axile here in round 15, so yes, there is a chance until CeRq shows up. Hext, hit by that, sitting on 59. Plenty more time than usual from EG as they do get footing on the bomb site. CeRq's gonna get caught off, but he's still standing.
What?
Somehow still alive with 2 HP. Automatic's gonna have to come in for the 1v4, and down he goes as well. It's 11 on the defense from Cloud9, a mere 6 rounds away. I mean 5 from getting Legends.
Hey Future Pros, let's take a look at a nice little A exec you can throw on the A side of Overpass. For this exec you will need 2 Future Pros, 2 smokes, 2 mollies, and a couple of flashes. Future Pro number 1, you'll be throwing the bank smoke along with a molly for the truck. To throw your smoke, get into this back corner. Aim into the bricks and just to the right of this little brick. Then jump throw the smoke. For the molly, aim along the bottom of this wall in line with the shadow. Run forward, then walking jump throw the molly just as you get over the shadow. Then throw a basic flash behind your team to help them out. Future Pro number 2. You'll be throwing the stairs smoke along with a molly that lands next to the dice box. To throw the smoke, get in line with the right side of this beam and crouch down. Find the gap in the white spot and aim at this point and crouching jump throw the smoke. For your molly, aim just to the right of this brick and crouching jump throw also. Lastly, you'll throw the initial flash, which will help your team take space into the site. This is a nice execute and will make it hard for the CTs to play behind cover, also leading you to get the most out of your flashes.
And so we find ourselves only 5 rounds away from a Cloud9 victory versus EG on map 2. It was domination on Dust 2. EG not able to replicate what Greyhound did because this is not the same Cloud9. This is not the one-man Shiro show. No, we've got Axile at the top of the board. We've got nafany in second. Hobbit yet again consistent and never dying, 4 deaths across the first 15 rounds of play. And now EG are going to have to do something miraculous if they want to continue to compete here at Rio. It's a tough job, but no one ever said it would be easy. Time to find out what they've got left in the tank. Already outside the B site, Cloud9 posturing and doing so silently, letting Hobbit inch his way closer on the short side. Of course, the setup here from EG is Breeze and Hexed up front, 1 man on Graffiti and another in the heaven. So in terms of numbers, EG, they could stop this, but it's not always about the numbers. It's been about the form, and the form of Cloud9 right now is just so undeniable. Here comes the commitment. Off the back of the utility, Hobbit insta-pops Breeze. Oh, nafany saves Axile as him and Hex were so close. CeRq gets something going, but enters, tears through 2.
Jesus.
And with a pistol round win, it is nothing but desperation.
That's the kind of strat that if I was calling for a team, I would just copy that from beginning to end. It's kind of like, the only way to kind of counter this is obviously Hobbit gets clipped while he's kind of peeking off a short, trying to draw any utility they may have, or a big flank comes in, which is obviously something that's going to happen less often. And yeah, they had basically a dry run from beginning to end. The perfect flash on the attack, the opening kill from Hobbit as they were throwing their Molotov. And so it looked like that peak was a little early, and then they just ran over the site entirely. And that's just way too hard to deal with those pistols. So very clean execution. Makes you feel like pistol rounds are real CS.
Sometimes.
There's a small argument for it.
Yeah. I think pistol rounds with utility, that's real CS.
Here's actually something I was thinking about.
Okay.
Pistol rounds,
Yep.
okay. $800, same starting pistols,
Okay.
but you spawn with Kevlar. So you can all buy utility or upgrade your pistols.
But if you have Kevlar, then you can still buy the helmet. You want helmets in pistol rounds?
You could still buy the helmet.
Right? Because it would cost $350 to get the upgraded armor
Yeah.
if you already have the chest piece.
Yep.
So that's something to consider.
Yeah.
Unless we just disable helmets in the pistol round. Giving you the X, giving you the asterisk.
Yeah, yeah. It kind of...
But I do like the idea. It's kind of sick.
Just so that, you know, you could buy... Everyone would buy nades. Everyone would buy nades. Even if you upgraded a gun, you could buy nades, and then you just have like a...
And mind you, even if there are helmets, there's also more upgraded pistols.
There's more upgraded pistols.
So...
And this way, if it's still 800 that you start with, you don't affect the economy moving forward for the rest. You don't give people more money to buy things.
essentially, we'll just never see Glocks again.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Or not. Nealon, 5-7 at the ready. nafany just crawls beneath him. And then we've got a man advantage with an open A site to run forward. Shiro actually sticks around, not leaving Axile on his own. who's then tasked with turning onto Breeze and getting a comfortable 5v2 going. CeRq misses the one shot. Dude, is it just me, or did Cloud9 just figure out every single position?
I know, yeah.
They clear the close wall. CeRq goes back for the front side.
Yeah.
Exile turns around to deal with the flank, and then they go find a kill on long.
Yes.
It's like they're bloodhounds.
Yeah.
And they just found every single kill.
Yes.
What is that?
They just exploded on everything correctly. Like professional Splatoon players.
Is that a thing?
Professional Splatoon players, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, everything's an esport.
Good for them.
I
Good
bet
for
even
them.
Slither.io is an esport.
I suppose.
Nah, not on those laggy ass servers.
I don't know, man. If Overwatch can be.
Terrorists win.
Kick them while they're down.
It's great because you're not really angering anyone
No.
when you say it. So
That's true.
there's no place. I'm just kidding, guys.
Poor EG, man.
We're just kidding.
Had a little half by. They thought maybe they could cause an upset. Maybe they could just suddenly uppercut C9 without them seeing it, but instead it's going to have to be nothing but pistols here in round 18. A 14-4 score for EG to maybe improve on. But the thought of them coming back from this is just, well, I'll say it, unbelievable. They'll have to prove us all wrong, because right now it's nothing but a powered-up Cloud9. This is not the C9 that lost to Fnatic, nor to Greyhound. This is the C9 that all their fans would hope to show up here in Rio.
Wow.
This is the C9 that wins in Dallas, and the one that, of course, can run from now a struggle at the start of the Challenger stage to the potential playoffs and Legends. That's where we set expectations if they can continue to replicate nights like these.
Yeah, they're not even defaulting here. They're going for their pop flash explodes. They did the same thing on A last round. It's fun to watch. It's easier CS, and Cloud9 not really extending the respect here to Cloud9, or sorry, to EG of really going slow and going through all the motions. I think they really believe that they have won this game and they're playing like it, and that's always a good place to be. EG will have to earn their respect, of course, and that can start right here where they've got a real buy going on. Should feel like a last stand. Oh, Breeze shooting back through that smoke.
Punished.
Yeah, and that's obviously an unfair fight in favor of the T side. Exile can be anywhere, and Breeze is always going to be in this kind of small radius in front of the tunnel.
Yeah, reduced to a pocket.
Yeah, you saw Inters get shot in the first half and actually just fall out without even shooting back because of how much more valuable his life is as a CT. I don't even know if Breeze shot back, though, to be fair.
Oh. Circle shoot and find his target. nafany taken to 16.
Now, this might be an interesting spot for Hex to get to, because could they expect him to be up here? Ah.
Exile swings, though, shooting sharp. Nice drive-by by Hobbit, but he's blind. And he regains vision just in the nick of time. Automatic throws himself through the fire. He's going to shoot Hobbit in the back. CeRq answers, and we've got a 1v1, folks, to close out 15 to Cloud9. And we talk about CeRq and his clutch. CeRq
Oh, you read this correctly.
walks out.
You know CeRq is walking out, but can he get to the right spot?
Oh, just gets around, and CeRq hits the shot, just like he did up towards that A site. It's a critical kill for CeRq. It's a very important round. It's EG's 5th, at least.
Wonder if CeRq had to flick there if he was clearing around the pole. Looked like a hard shot. Went through the wall as well, but it's well done from CeRq. Ah, okay, he just stayed unscoped and kept an eye on it. So there won't be match points at this moment. Some good trades here throughout the round for Evil Geniuses. The attack came on heavy and fast. CeRq, the first of his teammates to touch 10 kills. And again, you know these kills would rise throughout the CT side if they got a chance to play it, but
It's just so close to a loss already.
yeah.
And Cloud9 coming into this one with better guns than the last. Nealin's priming a flash. Automatic walking back, doesn't want to go around that corner, and Hobbit not going to shy away from a gunfight. nafany's up next, Nealin on the retreat, throwing utility as he falls away from that front fight.
A little indecisive, I feel like, and
Right? It felt like they wanted to peek,
wanted
and then
to
they
peek,
didn't.
but they couldn't decide when a good opportunity would be, and it's because Cloud9 did that Furio walk up, just coming down banana, no flash for mid, waited out the utility, and that's what they've been doing. That seems to be working out very well. So just not giving any audibles, grouping up and exploding.
Ooh, but talking about audibles, Breeze just hears that movement. Nobody's watching flank here. Breeze thinking about coming around the corner. Strikes down one. Nealon from the site gets another, and that's perfect. Breeze has a little killer instinct. It's going to fall onto Axile and Inters instead. They could keep this simple, double up on long, try to press into the site. But they're also operating in the dark.
Oh, that's options open. Nealon, it's 2v3 still. I mean, this isn't... Oh, man, Breeze start running. Oh, Breeze dies. Breeze.
A 2v4 turned into the even keel. There's another flank up from CeRq. Axile watching, but CeRq hits a critical shot. And Inter is going to swap out to the op. That's the save call made. CeRq comes in big, back-to-back rounds.
Yeah, that was needed. They didn't necessarily have to hunt in this position because it's too hard to get to B if they have con control, and they could have overstacked the A site with their extra player if they ran back. But based on the clock, it's all good. So EG live another day, but Cloud9 have done so well with their money they can buy despite losing these last 2 rounds. Well, these are the highlights.
Just smothered on that flank.
Yeah.
You know, Breeze hit the first one on the dot, but sketchy situation there. Automatic, did he not get spotted?
I don't know.
Hobbit.
Flash is great.
Perfect from CeRq. This time, no hesitation. Straight at the action. Automatic comes in big with 2 kills and falls away as well. Safely, may I add. So, EG putting up a fight so far on this defense. CeRq's the reason they're still in it, that's for damn sure. But now Automatic's been given a chance to succeed, and in round 21, he does so smoothly, falls back into the bathrooms.
They are, of course, here going to try and go for this. CeRq with a good angle here. Takes Inters down. It's one of the last chances they'll have to pull this back. Oh, wow. Weird shot missed here from Shiro. Opponent looks to the side. And I don't know, it might have only led them to death faster because there was still Breeze tucked on the right side. Probably would have forgot about him.
Axile burning up. They can keep 2 alive, then maybe they buy around this one in the follow-up. But EG, rock solid defense off of Automatic's push. You know, sometimes the best defense is a good offense, and I think Automatic embodies that here in round 21.
So things start to look a little bit better. And even though C9 saved this time, they can't get a full buy. They've done well to get these last 2 tries. And so this game starts to become a little bit more real for EG. We're still in the kind of let's get some dignity rounds phase of this comeback.
Yeah.
Once they cross 10, then I think we're talking about, all right, why shouldn't they be able to do the whole thing? But a few clean attacks from Cloud9 made it look very scary, the prospect of believing in the idea of a comeback. But Cloud9 do have, you know, significant T-side problems. They had 38% in their last 5 maps that have really run their course as well. I mean, looking like an average of 14 rounds played, some of these going to overtime. They brought some new stuff. They didn't really try any of those contact explodes versus Imperial yesterday already. So they've given Overpass some thought. That pistol round also was pretty fresh.
nafany not going to let off the pressure instantly into the short water.
I think they're running the pistol round, actually.
Okay, let's see it. It worked very well. One may call it.
Game music is on.
Shiro not going to find an angle here.
Late smoke comes down again. They're just hoping that there's not going to be a flank. It isn't. It's one position that's slightly different. They're doubled up on short on this round, but readying similar utility.
There's the flashes that pop perfectly. Axile pressing in. nafany's got the only other kill so far for Cloud9, and Breeze hangs on to the wood wall. He's waiting. Flash meant for Axile. Oh, Nealon gets wrecked in the backdrop. Breeze comes in, and Automatic once again offering some help here. So, sure enough, EG, the defense lives on.
Hell yeah. I mean, clean shots from Breeze. Clean shot both ways, but a couple extra here for Evil Geniuses. They gave up a good amount of map control there. They waited. The attack came in. They could trust it. They dodged. They ate a couple of flashes, but they dodged enough, and they had 3 players in the site. Plus, they got their molly off versus Monster. So that helps out a ton. But yeah, you can see they're rarely kind of defaulting. They're almost always crawling up into some kind of set execution, which is not their usual style.
CeRq's gonna land the sitter. Axile's dead already as well, and this one's just gonna get chewed up, spat out, and easily digested. Although if you spit it out, I guess you don't digest it, but you get the gist of it. It's an easy one for EG. Back to back to back to back. The defense, just ever since that pistol loss and the 2 follow-ups, has been all good. Inters, try as he might with the Deeg, just can't best CeRq. 3 kills for him. And now EG just 5 rounds away, so...
Yeah, they might have been having that conversation like, let's just get like 1 or 2 more T rounds because they really believe in their own CT side. And they're kind of showing why they felt comfortable picking this map. It's still only 9.
Guns back in. Whoa, not far off. Nealon, nearly finding Axile again through smoke. That's what happened last round when he didn't have a gun. Axile's still up there, 25 kills. Hobbit, second for C9. It's Automatic at the top of connector, and nafany's just now starting to work around on Hardy. Axile.
Man.
That's a big scalp to take. Breeze has been decent, but Automatic can also offer a little hope here to EG.
They sort of dislodged the support, so Axile, he might get re-aggressed upon, and it looks like Hex is trying to help him. This is such a good move by them. They needed to support Automatic in some way, either by the top of bathrooms or down and short, and they find one of those avenues.
Hobbit gonna try his hand at something sneaky, sees Automatic, shoots him in the fingers, and it's gonna take him to 73, but Hobbit's thinking maybe? No, I thought he'd be tunnel visioned on the right side, sees Automatic in the corner, and with that, all of a sudden, it's nothing but sight control for Evil Geniuses. Although 35 seconds is not a lot to work with. Cloud9, what's your move?
Yeah. Now it looks like it's time for CeRq. They're still a not for Shiro. Not sure if these two are going to go head-to-head. 25 seconds, and they'll have to scale fast. 2 players here from the CT side with the op as well, and they'll see a final target. This should help call over Hex.
Ooh, but Inter is now up the left side. Almost draws CeRq too far into the open, but he gets himself all 3 from inside that bomb site. You said it's CeRq's turn. Well, he delivers. Spins them back the other way and gives EG double digits. This comeback now is real.
Yeah, those are some money moves from CeRq, and 3 shots, 3 punishes, and no time to shoot back. And even out up on Shiro after that, you know, kind of insane one that Shiro got on him walking across mid doors on Dust 2. It's a bit of revenge. So within 4 now, looking to expose Cloud9 for their follies on T side. Despite having early success even versus rifles and that sweet pistol, some of these set executions, it feels like their novelty has worn off. Still very dangerous territory for EG. Cloud9 will take 3, a 3rd timeout. Groove will get in the mix. He's like, why aren't you guys defaulting, huh? What, are you scared of him? But this is the good move of the round from Hex. Now, Hex talked about playing scared, and you're going to do it. I mean, you're playing scary teams. You can be good, but of course, if you don't have the experience of you're going to play scared, you're going to regret it. I think people do it, you know, years into playing as very good players. So no shame in that. But that's a moment where he just plays well, doesn't overthink the situation, helps his teammate in automatic, and gets a kill at the same time.
Yeah, had to do something. Took it into his own hands and delivers. So don't forget, Cloud9 have the individuals to just rob a round away, and with that, they'll at least get OT secured. Automatic left on his own. Don't blame him for wanting to get out of there. Could have been more than just Hobbit behind that smoke, but in this case, it is just him. And no aggression into the water, despite door off its hinges. So C9 gonna be given a lot of real estate. With the double smokes and the Molotov as well, if they're given enough posturing spots to just go for this full-blown exec, I mean, this could be a problem for EG.
Yeah, they're mollying off short so they can, I guess, cheat back, and Neelan's like, okay, well, maybe go support A, because if you're going to play 2 passive on the site, you do need like an extra player. There aren't that many spots to stand in, but some utility comes down late. Cloud9 getting close to it. There could be slightly better spots for the CTs here, but 3 are here now.
The kills have come through.
Okay.
Automatic takes all the pressure off, and Neelan, that third man in, excellent support. It's 5 players slaughtered on the front of the bathrooms. They thought they could get close, and they did, but they didn't get in it. EG, now within 3.
Now within 3, yeah. Yeah, it's been super solid on the comeback. And actually, Cloud9 only have the first 3 rounds. Thought they had like a versus rifle round win. It might have been their 3rd round where they did get to 14 years ago.
That's how it feels. But guns back up. See if Cloud9 change it up. CeRq's first shot, just a warning. C9 just going to keep on creeping forward here. Can't forget about automatic. Normally, Hobbit's down there to deal with him, but there's no pressure to be applied to the bottom of the stairs. CeRq gives up the angle. They creep beyond. And automatic pops right back up. Again, nothing to flank him.
It's the same peak, but look who's wrapping Divider right now.
Hobbit.
Hobbit knows he got by.
Easy pickup onto CeRq. Now the long players can just sprint, run, forward, go. And all they have to do is topple Neelan. He's behind the truck. Insta headshot onto Hobbit. That's going to help, but nafany's got the answer back. So sure enough, Hobbit opening up this A site for that bomb to go down, and automatic doesn't press up behind connector. He joins the B rotates. CeRq burnt down to just 13 health. And the T side, they've got no smokes, no incendiaries. Can't keep EG back. This retake's coming, and they can't stop it unless they find the frags. CeRq finding Breeze on the cross to the truck. Little bit of cover, all he's got. And the fire now burns him perfectly into the open. How? With 4 health left. He gets the better of the first, and it's hexed up into the clutch. First player down. Bombs ticking fast. Smoke destined for the defuse, but he gets caught by Axile, and C9 finally find 15.
Wow, they make it happen. It's off of Hobbit's move. They do the exact same flash tactic, actually. We got that Furia crawl outside of Banana, and then 2 go by. Automatic spots the second one, and Hobbit knows that. It's a false flag. The op is vulnerable on the fall back, and this is such a valuable target to take down. Very nice play done from C9. And on the attack, when they get into this post plant, it's still losable, dude. Look at CeRq. CeRq, he stood off the Molotov that he knew they wouldn't try to approach from just to get into a really strong spot as an opper. Sat on default. Why would they think he's still there if he was floating, waiting for a Molotov to finish, and that ends up netting them 2 kills? Second player could not hit a bullet. I don't know who that was, but... Well, here we go. Infamous Cloud9 scoreline. Different map, though.
This time they get short water, and nobody's going to contest it. Automatic's not in connector to deal with it. So nafany's just going to look for the contact in mid-site.
They're spotting the boost.
They're holding. If nafany pops up, you'd think Breeze takes that head clean off.
They're both worried about it. I wonder if Cloud9 are trying to run a distraction first. Oh, they're just setting up their utility.
Molly's on the front of Monster.
Oh, we've seen this exact.
For now, no deaths. Lots of shots both ways. nafany finds one. Breeze immediately with the answer. And now nafany up again into the site. Hexed, it's a one and done. Breeze is barely alive at this point. This B site is wide for the taking, but C9, they're not coming through.
Yeah, well, they broke into the mid round. I think they're happy with that result, and they can't just perform that attack only through short because Breeze is out towards Monster. If anybody's supporting him, then they're running into a crossfire still, and they don't know about rotations. But instead, they just go back to A, and they do it very fast. They've actually done it silently as well, so there's nothing to alarm anybody. Automatic will now corroborate this information. He can hold on to long control. They might walk backwards into him. Looks like Hobbit is unaware, not fully exposed right now, but he gets in a bank. Oh.
Could this be better for Automatic?
I think he might get a kill, but I don't know if they'll find Hobbit.
Feels like he's not expecting it, and Inters is also running away. The mid play is going to serve up a distraction. Now Automatic spot is known. Hobbit could end up being the key piece, and CeRq doesn't get anything from that. It's damage in from Hobbit. Automatic. Oh! Executed through the box. Next one's low, and Hobbit just one more kill versus CeRq point blank. C9 looking to continue this run from the 0-2, and Hobbits nailed them all. EG with a valiant effort to run that one back, but it's a flat T side that comes back to haunt them, and Cloud9, not just CeRq, but Cloud9 will succeed tonight.